I'm going to make this hopefully quick video to kind of explain a little bit about my medical weight loss program. There's a lot of questions. People kind of see my posts and all the success stories from my clients and kind of ask, what's your secret? What is it? Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's not a big secret, but it's a very successful program. So I kind of want to go into some detail and explain it. The program started in 2016 when I was heavier than my normal weight. I wasn't technically obese by the BMI standards, but I did go to my doctor and said, you know, I'm 40 now. I can't lose weight like I used to. I used to be able to do Weight Watchers or bench press or something like that, and I could lose weight, but now I can't. And my doctor just said, you're not obese, you know, typed it in, you're not obese, eat less carbs. I was kind of disillusioned. I knew there was a lot of weight loss medicines out there, and I'm not always one to jump to medicines, but I thought if it's gonna help and make me feel better, I would like to try it. You know, at that time, I just didn't feel good. I'd buckle my seatbelt and didn't feel good. I'd, you know, be sitting down at lunch, have to lift up my belts or my scrubs, my elastic waistband to go over my belly. I didn't feel good. So I did talk to a doctor friend and started on a medication. And over, you know, my goal was to lose 17 pounds. And over 5 months, I actually lost 24 pounds. And I felt fantastic. I got lower than I ever thought I could be. I got to my college weight. I didn't think I could do that. I kept telling people I'll never do that. And all of you tell me that all the time too. So I started, I actually went to training, et cetera, and started this weight loss program. And it is a huge success, and it's a huge part of my business, probably 50%. So I want to explain a little bit about it. The weight loss program is a 3-month program based on 2 things. It's based on prescription medications and vitamin B injections. The vitamin B shots are actually FDA approved for mental clarity and chronic fatigue. I use them because they really help boost your metabolism. So the weight loss program is going to work 2 ways. You're going to do your part and I'm going to do my part. I do my part by choosing the right medication for you, helping you take the medication, giving you instructions, etc., and then also giving you the B shots, which is helping increase your metabolism. So even if you do nothing, there's things working towards weight loss. That being said, once you get on the medications, it usually helps a ton. What it does is it'll cut cravings. It'll make you not feel hungry. It might make you feel full a lot sooner. It might stop binge eating. Might stop binge eating behaviors, etc. So it works in several ways. The way the meetings work, at the first meeting, I'll meet with you. We go over an intake form. I kind of get your entire medical history, etc. And from that, we decide on a medication. Most people will start on one medication. I use prescriptions that are all FDA approved. I use them according to the label guidelines. Most of them are not covered by insurance, which is very frustrating. The insurance considers it cosmetic. They'll treat blood pressure and diabetes, but not necessarily weight loss. So I do use a lot of generics, and I use coupons. I get this GoodRx coupon, use it a lot, they love me, and it'll get your prices down between $10 and $20 a month. After the first month, I like to check in each week, and the reason that we check in on the medication is so that we know if we've hit a plateau. If you hit a plateau, I like to break it. This is a 3-month program, but it's not 3 once a month visits. It's 3 months of continuous weight loss. It's continuous checking in, continuous adjustments. We don't necessarily just adjust your medicines at a monthly visit. We kind of keep in touch. I don't want you to ever stall. A lot of the times people, you know, say, why doesn't my doctor do this? Doctors don't like to do it because it's not just about prescribing medication and sending somebody on their way. It's about the keeping in touch. It's about kind of helping. I do this with hundreds of women and men, mostly women, but I do it with lots of people. And so I get a lot of feedback on the medicines. A lot of them I have taken myself. Not all of them, but a lot of them I did when I first lost weight. So I kind of know how they feel, but better than that, I get all of your feedback constantly. Some people like taking something twice a day. They might like taking it once a day or something like that. So we sort of keep in touch. Now I will tell you, the goal is to lose 3 to 5% of your body weight in 3 months. Most of my people lose that in the first month because it's a very effective program. You will get this packet of information. The packet does talk about diet and exercise. Now, to be on weight loss medications, all of the FDA guidelines recommend it in combination with diet and exercise. That being said, I don't want you to do something different. If you're not a dieter, or if you start eating different foods, for example, than you're used to eating, and then you lose weight over 3 months, at the end of 3 months, you're gonna go back to eating what you used to eat. Eventually, you will go back to your norm, and you might gain the weight back. I don't want people gaining weight back, so I want you to eat like you normally eat, work out like you normally work out. Don't do anything special or different because of the program. What happens is, even though you're eating normal, you're probably eating less, you're probably craving differently, and by doing this over an entire period of 3 months, and also there are renewals available, so some people do it longer, but by doing it over 3 months, you've established different habits. Some people say they feel like their stomach has shrunk. your stomach doesn't shrink, but what happens is you get full on a smaller amount of food. Without the medicine, you still get full on that smaller amount of food. So when you go back to your normal lifestyle and you slowly taper off medicines, that's part of the reason you don't gain it back. You know, the other part, and this I think is very important, we talk about a goal weight, and the goal weight doesn't necessarily have to be something set in stone, but it's something so that you and I can both decide how to do the program, how quickly, you know, how to adjust medicines, when to adjust medicines. I tell you, a lot of people come in and say, well, my goal weight's 160. I'd love to be 140, but I know I can't. It's not necessarily true. You know, I didn't think I'd get to my college weight. I really didn't. But you probably can. You just haven't done it before. And I guarantee you, when you get to that goal weight, you're probably not going to want to gain it back. And I've been doing this program now for several years, and I see this a lot. People say, you know what, they've been keeping the weight off, and they'll tell me, you know, I've gained 5 pounds. What do I do? I don't necessarily want to go on medicine. What do I do? I've got lots of tips. I've done it. My husband and I have done it together. You know, I've gained 7 pounds last year, and I thought to myself, what the hell? I don't want to be doing that. So I started doing a little bit of fasting. You know, there's other things you can do to get the weight off, but if you don't keep weight on for extended periods of time, you don't get a new norm, a new high normal. You want to keep your set point nice and low, that goal weight. So if you do gain 5 pounds over a few months, it's much easier to get them off than if you gain them and keep them on for, you know, 5 or 10 years, or gain 10 and then 20. Now the vitamin B shots, I want to talk about them a little bit. You will get these with the program. They're included for all 3 months, and it's a weekly shot every week, plus a monthly shot. There's 2 types. There's B12. This is the water-soluble one that's FDA approved for clarity and mental clarity and chronic fatigue. But then there's also a B complex, which is all these other B vitamins. These are the ones that really boost your metabolism, but they have tons of other good benefits too. The dose is adjusted so that you will not get toxic on any of these. Most are water-soluble. You can't have a problem with it. I will give you your shots every week, or I'll give them to you to go. A lot of people have done shots before, you know, for fertility or diabetes or whatever, and so they're fine, or they know a nurse, they're fine taking their shots with them and doing them at home, or you can come here and get your shots each week. Besides that, it's really just a program of keeping in touch and picking the right medicines. I hope this answered some of your questions. It is an extremely successful program. I absolutely love doing it, and there's nothing better than those texts that you guys send me. They're the ones that I keep posting. It feels amazing for people to come to me and say that this was so easy, and they finally lost weight and it was easy. Because it's easy to do for 3 months, and I really think that's kind of part of my success. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I hope to see you soon. Thanks.